Hello, everyone, and
Hi.
I
welcome
want answers, ArcaKnights.
ArcaKnights, a Power Rangers actual play series here on the Initiative Order. Joining me here tonight are 5 of my wonderful Rangers. As you could tell, we are jumping into the mid-season finale with a lot of questions that are looking for a lot of
This
answers.
is so rude.
It's gonna be
Was it rude or you just not paying attention?
I'm
the
paying as
difference.
much attention as I can allow for myself right now.
So we'll go around the group, have everybody introduce themselves and what ranger they're playing so we can jump into tonight's mid-season finale, starting with Alec.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alec, or Alec the Bard. I am the Red Ranger tonight, and we're learning that we've had things that we
have
were given
so
and never
fucking
used.
many. We have so many
It's
Zords.
morphin' time, baby!
We have so many Zords.
Devante.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Javante, your resident TTRPG goblin, and I'm playing Dior, the Black ArcaKnight Ranger.
Hama.
Hi, I'm Hama. You can call me Hama Samakun. You can find me at that on all social media platforms. That's Twitch, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, that's YouTube, that's probably some other ones. I'm Schrodinger, the Cheshire Phantom Ranger, who apparently has like 3 Zords that I just didn't know that I could summon, and the entirety of the Power Rangers mythos that I didn't know I could also summon. This is I thought I was underpowered. I could do that. I could apparently do that. I'm gonna do that.
I'm about to.
I'm gonna summon so many.
Hi everybody, it's me, Brandon O'Brien. I'm a poet, writer, and game designer from Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm playing Marcia Ambrose, the Pink ArcaKnight Ranger, who is about to discover that apparently space shenanigans were taking place while I was gone.
We have a castle now.
Do we still have a castle?
Yeah, it's one of my Zords.
Not
For
least,
fuck's sake.
our tech ranger for the stream, Pluto.
Hey everyone, I'm Paige, or aka Pluto Cleric. I am playing Frankie Oliver, the Silver ArcaKnight Ranger, and I have a cheat sheet of stuff that I can do so I can remember what Frankie does now.
Wow, what's that like? What's it like knowing what you can do?
I just made it last episode. So.
Okay, so it's not just me. All right.
And I am your Gridmaster, Arc, or Arc-like Court. Find me all over the internet at Arc-like Court. Let's go ahead and jump into tonight's mid-season finale of ArcaKnights, a Power Rangers actual play series.
Now every other Zord.
Where we last left off, our Rangers had successfully deterred Dark Spectre in the new form of Dire, the upgraded body of Dior that was created and set aside but wasn't ready yet. In doing so, they received the Castle Camelot as a new floating fortress and Zord, apparently. Discovered the secret of the ink and the reason why Nikos was kept with the Dark Hollows, being that he has the capability to create spell ink, but does not know how to actually write or transcribe spells themselves. The summoning and recombining of the morphing grid energy of Merlin of Flamel was put into place. That would be completed in 3 days. Peter then looked into the Zord bays after the acknowledgement of Serpentera, the large, evil, dragon-like Zord that had been left on the moon during the time of the Machine Empire and the Lord and Queen Zed and Rita. When looking into that, Peter found the 3 other Zord, the allegory Zord, like information that was put into the system by Schrodinger to start building them or activating them. Realize that some of the Zords may have space travel capabilities, some of them probably not, but all of them could be transported within the Castle Camelot to the moon as a whole if needed. Frankie began to get a little bit more of an understanding of the Silver Ranger power, though still not having access to a familiar, just constantly hearing this shrilling call of a falcon whenever there were attempts to try and understand or lock in on what that information was. Marcia, during this time, you took the information that was gained from the attacks on the family members and loved ones that were turned into the Necronites and brought them to your mother as the holder of the leader of the Silver Guardians to explain why certain civilians were seen on this floating castle so that they wouldn't be persecuted, they wouldn't be brought in, explaining that they were brainwashed, all like notes and information on that. You had brought that to your mother to explain that information away. She lets you know that she is going to take care of this. She is going to make sure that local authorities and even the military personnel at Area 52 would not be pressing any of these people, would not go searching for them, forcing them into any kind of like hold or jail or anything of that nature. But she lets you know that there is currently still 3 days left in the ceasefire as you all reconvene at the power chamber. You see that Gina is deeply focused on curing and removing the curses that have been placed on each of the loved ones and family members that were forced into becoming Necronites. And it's been an almost like tireless thing. Maintaining concentration on that has been her sole focus and goal, and no one's really been able to pry them away or get them to take a break. They seem deeply dedicated into that goal on its own as you all are reconvening.
So how are those allegory Zords going, God? How's that working?
Well, Peter knows that they're all completed.
Oh, they're all done.
Yeah, it's. I guess it's been done
Has
for
it?
a while.
I'm just gonna walk up because apparently I told you about this, and I guess I'll just ask you that. Schrodinger exits their fugue state of not understanding anything that's happening right now, and so how are the Zords coming along?
They look like they're done, I suppose.
Can I? Are we anywhere near where I could see them, or do I have to like walk over to a different part of the area?
You guys can move towards the like Zord hangar, which is at the back of the power chamber, and then it's almost like like the rotating carports in like Japan and
Oh.
things like that. So you can
Nice.
like
For
request
massive
each
weapons of
Zord and it'll
destruction.
like maneuver and place that hangar that it's within in front of you.
I will go through the 3 that I know about. It's the Minotaur, the the turtle and then the horse?
Yep.
Okay.
The Genbu allegory Zord, which is the black turtle,
Mhm.
is the first one that comes up, and you can see the large, like, where all of the other Zords, they appear as these advanced robotic like creatures. The shell of this turtle looks like it's carved from jet, like it's all some kind of large gemstone as the covering over the top of the shell itself.
Where did we get all the materials for this?
I don't know, man. But I mean, they look like they're done though. So
I imagine that'll be pretty useful considering we got the whole end of the world. What are we doing again?
we got to go to the moon.
That sounds like something I'd tell you is like a joke, but okay. All right, we gotta go to the moon.
Because they're trying to reactivate Serpentera.
For what, 2 minutes before it like loses battery and then goes back to the moon?
And
Bro, I
atomic
don't know.
several atomic bombs going off in 2 minutes and still obliterate half the world.
It depends on what half. That's where you really get complicated. But
Yeah, but we exist on the world.
that's true. We do live here. All my stuff is here. According to like Morphing God, this timeline is mine now. So like
Yeah.
all my
You're
stuff
kinda
is
stuck.
here. I am stuck here, but I think I can hold on. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try to summon one of the other Zords from a different timeline.
What Zord are you attempting to summon?
You know, we're in Serpentera era, right? Like, hold on. I'm gonna summon the Shogun Megazord.
The Shogun Megazord?
Is that a thing I can do?
Not the Megazord
Dang it.
itself.
All right, fine.
He told you that. He said
I don't
just
know.
the
I
Zord
like
parts.
fine. I'm gonna summon the Red Thunder Zord.
The Red Thunder Zord? The Red
Yeah.
Dragon Thunder Zord?
Yeah, Red Dragon Thunder Zord. Power now.
Okay. As you focus in on that idea, that plan, you can hear Jovan in the back of your head. Do you honestly want me to transform into an entire red dragon inside of this small space? Like I'm almost certain you've used your morpher to play Pokemon before. This is Professor Oak saying you can't
It
ride your
was
bike in here.
Digimon, and you are being rather judgmental, Siobhan, for a glorified NPC follow around. So I'm sorry. I'm very jaded. I lost my access to the
Peter just
entirety of the
walked
timeline.
away. Peter just walked away from this conversation.
Wait, hold on. Am I still a child? I remember I got transformed into a child.
You are
I'm
16-year-old.
still a child. God damn it. Well, consider it the hormones then. I apologize, but no, I just wanted to check if you could do it. A simple nice would have been, or a simple yes would have been nice.
But you were very forceful in the like, I want this now kind of.
I'm 16
not
according
enough
to this
room
timeline.
here.
Give me a little leeway.
I'm gonna go find Marcia because I have some terrible news.
Don't make me transform you into the giant like fucking brontosaurus thing.
Dior, you make your way over towards Marcia as Marcia appears within the power chamber.
So, got a thing to tell you.
A thing.
A thing.
You know, when people start conversations like that, it immediately makes me tense.
Well, what this is that this is a good thing, but it involves a bad thing.
That just sounds like a bad thing? Do you just want to tell me?
Sure. So, you know how you spent days figuring out a way to bring back Flamel?
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, the day's worth of studying and all. So about that, Peter just did that by himself.
Wait,
He'll be back in 3 days.
Peter walks in the
Wait,
room.
wait.
Hey guys.
wait.
Yeah.
How?
Ink book just wrote that in.
With my finger.
Where did we? I feel like I should have been aware of where ink came from before that happened.
Well,
Where
he
did-
is ink.
Wait,
Wait, you're
what?
ink now?
He has
So-
the ink, but is the ink.
So I may have tackled a vase of ink to stop bad guy Dark Spectre from getting the ink and ruining the book in the past. And then I kind of absorbed it and then became like full-fledged Red Paladin Ranger. So now I can write in the book 3 more times.
Just write Dark Spectre away.
At some point, we should sit down.
Who are you arguing with, Peter?
Nobody. I
preferably
see things because of the ink.
Preferably before you write again, we should sit down and talk about how we're gonna make more ink in the event that this ever becomes important again. But
You
until
see-
then,
Nikos.
Yeah, sitting in the Arcanium plexus, like at the doorway that leads into the power chamber, you see Nikos is like sitting in a chair for what seems like the first time he's sat in a chair in months.
He's
Just
he's
like
with
fully relaxed and like leaned all the way back.
he's with us.
Bad guy. Oh, he's with
did
us
I
now.
did I know that Nikos was here before this point?
Prior to you leaving, no.
Can I just
but
fire a
he
shot over
was
their shoulder real
the,
quick?
No.
I summoned the Feywind bow and just hold it.
Whoa,
behind
whoa,
my
whoa.
back.
I also have my gun out.
Whoa. We saved him from his evil parents. He's cool now. He's with us.
He helped
He
at the
actually-
fight on Camelot.
Yes, he
Oh, he-
actually
wait,
kept
helped
pretty much
who?
all of us from dying fighting Dark Dior.
So what I'm hearing is we should
A
shoot
lot of-
Dior.
No,
Whoa. A lot of things
We
are
have to
happening
go to the
so
moon.
very quickly, and
We
I
have to go
so
to the
many
moon and shoot
questions.
Dior.
We have to. Whoa, okay. Wait, I would like to ask some questions one at a time. One. Peter,
yes.
are you good?
Yeah, and literally I can't not be.
Morally,
I
or are
wrote
we
it. I
talking
wrote
like-
it into the book.
You wrote it into the book that you're a good person?
I wrote it into the book that I can't go bad, and if I do, I'm locked away immediately.
I feel like this is cheating a moral quandary that I'm
I
gonna
feel
ponder
like-
about for
Would you
decades
prefer I
after.
destroy the world?
No, honestly,
No.
I've seen that. I would prefer that you stay exactly
Thank
where
you.
you are right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
And besides, ethics are kind of like a gray area when it comes to Power Rangering. I mean, I feel like we're allowed to commit like at least one or two
That's
crimes.
not true,
But-
Schrodinger.
I cannot turn against you guys, and I can't do what created him, pointing to Schrodinger.
I
um,
turn to Dior.
Technically speaking, this is a younger version. I mean, a perfectly aged version of me, which means that I'm young and nobody can blame me for anything. But technically, you haven't done anything, so
Yes.
I stand by this.
all of those things are not true. Dior,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
You want to take
Are
responsibility?
are you good?
Hold gun up.
That's a great question. I'm personally dealing with a few quandaries right now, but I'm good otherwise.
That sounds like Dior to me. Did you tell me the bad news yet?
Oh, the bad news was that your several days worth of work was essentially useless.
I'm so
I'm
sorry,
fine with
Marcia.
learning shit for free. This doesn't
Cool.
bother me at all.
Cool, good. That was
And then I walk up to Nikos.
Okay.
I'm holding my
as
gun
you
out.
as you start walking over towards Nikos, he hears you walking and then like kind of like shifts his head and looks over towards you and gives like a very, very relaxed smile. He doesn't stand up. He's still seating, but he does give you a smile as you're approaching.
Friend,
Am I what?
how are you feeling?
Tired. But I'm taking a seat like my friends asked me to.
one of these people are your friends?
He like points at Dior and then like points at Peter and then points at you before he realizes you have a gun in your hand.
I'm just taking notes. I'm learning a lot about this new timeline.
Put the gun down. We
It
don't
is
need
part of my personality, thank you.
I've seen this character somewhere before. Stop imitating it. Put it down.
It is my astrological sign.
I'm gonna take a step away and just realizing that my count of people here is off.
Wait, where's my favorite?
See if I can contact Frankie.
Frankie.
Yeah.
You are standing in front of the morphing grid, the beginning of power,
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of light and energy, and still hearing the shrieking calls of a falcon.
I don't see anything besides this rock in front of me.
Give me an alertness or investigation if you have
Okay.
that specialty.
I'll do alertness because I get upshifted on that now because of Silver Ranger shit. Doesn't help when I roll a 7 though.
Well, 7 total.
7 total, yeah. I rolled a 1 on the extra dice.
Looking around the space in between, it is just you and this boulder. These lines of ruby and amethyst and jet and topaz and tourmaline, and it's strange. Like you're watching all of these gems and precious metals like give off light from within the boulder, not from any of the outward light from the space in between. And it's just pulsing. And it's in between those pulses that you hear that shrieking of this falcon.
Frankie is going to channel some of his magic in his hand and touch the boulder.
Give me a spell crafting roll.
What dice are we up to on that now?
You're up to a d6 specialized.
Okay. Specialize, that's gonna help. Okay. I'm gonna roll the d4 because technically it could crit. So, and it did. So it was the same result, but it's a crit on the d4. So that's gonna be a 17 with a crit.
Okay. As you focus the magic into your hand and reach towards the morphing grid as a whole, you watch the energy initially starting green and then it breaks. Like halfway through the energy collecting, it moves from this vibrant green into this like mercury. Instead of this ethereal or transparent energy, there is now like a solid nature to it as it moves and wraps around your hand before you place it to the boulder. And the shrieking stops. The pulsing still continues. As you pick your head up to start looking around, you see a white falcon standing on the boulder, looking at you.
I'm gonna assume all the screeching was you.
I have to get your attention somehow.
You have it. Why am I here?
Because you had to earn it. None of this was given to you. Contrary to what your mind may have told you when you possessed the green spectrum, you weren't chosen because of who held that power before you. You earned it, so accept it.
Fair enough. We have a lot of shit to deal with in a very short amount of time. I think I'm past the hangups for now. This is my power. Figuring out what the hell to do with it, but I'm ready to get back out there. So
Other people may speak softer when it comes to aligning themselves with you and reminding you of your strength. But I will be your rock.
I liked what you did there. I really do. I really appreciate it.
You watch his form begin to grow larger and larger until it mimics the Thunderbird, the large Zord that helped save Camelot as it was plummeting when your silver powers had first activated. I will hold nothing back. The voice echoes through the space in between. You have earned it, so stand with it.
Okay. I'm ready.
And your vision comes back in the Arcanium plexus as Dior steps over towards you.
You
What's up?
you good?
Yeah.
You good? Yeah.
Yeah. The silver shit is intense.
Starting to have visions.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it takes a bit to get used to. I found that having some vitamin C afterwards tends to help. So if you want
Yeah.
orange juice, we can grab that.
That would be great. I'm gonna look at my phone.
Is everyone okay?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm like relaxed. Like this is the best seat, other than the one that's like in there with the like really nice cushions on it. I think this is the best seat in this place.
Shit,
You have
when
a
did
cushioned
everyone
chair in here?
When did everyone else show up?
I don't know. I was
I mean,
trying
I
to
showed
be
up here like a few weeks ago, technically.
I was trying to be discreet, but I've never thought that would ever work.
Hey,
As-
Frankie, how you feeling?
Good.
How's my favorite doing?
Energized, I guess. Is my phone lighting up now that I'm looking at it?
Yep.
You got your mojo back?
I think so.
Orphan Mojo.
think I can figure this out. It's a little more intense than Rowan, but I think I got a gist of it. I think I just talked to my familiar. At least I'm assuming that's what that was.
All right.
Are you in there? And I like knock on the phone.
They don't like it when you tap on the glass.
That'll be fine.
Bro, you were mean to yours. I don't know if you got any.
I was being.
You called me an NPC.
Yeah.
You called me
bro.
worse. Do you remember what you called me during the
I feel
RPM
like-
timeline?
Deflecting doesn't really like discount their feelings though.
They're at least like a summon.
Really
They're not an
terrifies
NPC.
me.
That's fucked.
There is a evil dragon robot on the moon, and you're talking to me about how I treat my coworkers.
I mean, I already have a plan of how to
Didn't
get
you
us to
try
the
to
moon.
kill us that one time?
I
There
did.
is
You have
Can't
tried to
anymore.
kill us.
I did. I apologize. I think I made up for it.
Outside of Evil Dragon Sword, there is also my
doppelganger.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was going to actually say that it's my version of Pride from Full Metal Alchemist merged with, Voldemort. So I'm not really happy about this.
Okay, so
No,
those are
that's
both
fair.
things in this timeline.
Harry Potter and Full Metal Alchemist canon in this world.
Yep, Harry
Yeah,
Potter
man.
is in this world. Fuck turfs.
I once went to a timeline where those were actually swapped.
Ooh, I hate that.
Yeah.
I
J.K.
don't
Rowling brought
like
Full
that.
Metal
I
Alchemist.
don't
Full
like
Metal
that.
Harry Potter.
Full
Ooh,
Metal
I-
Potter.
I
It
hate
was
it
so
so
weird.
much.
Instead of
Oh,
a
I-
wizard, he was actually just a robot.
Boy, I hate that sentence and all of it.
I
He's
hate
But
not.
anyways.
I hate that.
Well, we have 3 days left in the ceasefire. We know they're up to something. And Ark, correct me if I'm wrong. Are all our friends and family still infected?
They are still infected, and that is what Gina has been working on, and that
Okay,
is what
Gina's
they're still actively working on.
Okay. Well,
Um,
and Serpentera was like we do know that they're angling to try to get Serpentera, right?
Yes,
Okay.
you have confirmation that it is still on the moon,
Yes.
but there has been recent activity on the moon.
Right. Well, so here's the plan, or at least kind of what I was thinking about said plan, is we load up the Zords we need onto Castle Camelot, and then we fly that to the moon, and then we go kick some Dread Hollow's ass. Yes,
Yeah,
Marcia.
Counterpoint. Are any of us really sure that we can survive space while morphed?
I mean, you got the helmet.
God?
I don't need to breathe.
Are you talking to me?
I mean,
There's
I
also the
think
fact that
while
if
we're in
we're
our
on
Morphing
suits-
Jesus. Can we breathe in space? Actually, Chopin, can we breathe in space? We've done this before, right?
Yeah, every ranger, as long as they're morphed. Yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go.
It comes with
Just
your
don't
skin.
demorph.
then
and
you won't
pretty,
pop.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
just
sure,
don't die.
at least
Okay,
from
all
what
of my
I've figured
colleagues-
out.
all of
I'd
my
breathe- I would
colleagues
hold your
seem
breath.
to have gone through at least one traumatic transformation in the last 10 days.
I haven't done
except
anything.
for
Fair.
me.
Well,
Mine
maybe
It's
traumatic.
coming up.
pure. You know
My
what?
entire life is trauma, but my transformations are great.
I just have my normal new form. I don't have any fancy transformations to worry about yet.
I have a, you know what, I'm just gonna direct all my art questions to Chiffon because apparently Chiffon knows more than me. Chiffon, does the Astro Megaship count as one Zord? Astro Megazord? That's technically one Zord.
Astro Voyager would be one Zord, but summoning it as the Megazord would be like a no-go.
No,
That's like the hat. What if I just pilot it without the hat?
Frankie pulled out his phone again. Does if you're in there, does my sword work in space? I don't know.
They'll
It's a
work in
giant
space.
bird.
There's
We just got to
Zords.
get them on. We just got to put them on the castle and fly the castle up. It will work.
So none of our
I've
Zords
done-
can fly. You have like 5 bird
mean,
Zords,
mine
and
can
none of them can
fly.
fly.
They can fly. We just need to get them up there and close to the moon. Which
There
is
is
what the
a
castle is for.
there is a secondary thing that I think we're not addressing though when it comes to getting all of us to the moon. Despite the fact that we are all incredibly efficient superheroes,
Hmm?
we do also have parents, relatively speaking.
Maybe you guys do.
Well, I'm not talking to the orphan in the room.
Damn. Damn.
I'm taking my Zords back. You're being an
Wow.
asshole.
I'm sorry.
I
It's
hope you're
part
on
of
the
my-
side of the world that explodes.
I'm sorry, it's part of my character
I punched
development.
Dior in the shoulder.
I lost so much stuff in that other
Well,
timeline. I hope
Gina,
you know this.
Gina is working on the method to save our loved ones and stuff from the psycho.
It's
ring.
the explaining where we're going part.
Oh, the Dragon Zord.
Why do
counts,
we have
right?
to tell them?
I mean, my mom's in Philadelphia. She don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
My dad
so
is
I'm
currently
good.
a rampaging monster at the moment. I don't have a curfew. I'm in college.
Are they rampaging?
No, they're
Okay,
all
we
in
stop them.
stasis too.
Here,
Yeah.
I got an
We
idea.
did it. We're
So Billy was in here before he left, right? Before he got taken over. He was in the lab working.
Yeah.
Is his phone still in here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Wait.
on his phone and message Dior's parents. Keeping Dior after class. I will bring him back tomorrow. We got some stuff to work on in the lab. There, your parents are fine.
We're literally in college. Why do we have to tell our parents where we
Yeah,
are?
wait. Do you guys have curfew? I'm
I
16.
mean, Dior
and I
still
never had a curfew.
lives at home. I'm
Again, my
pretty
parents were
sure.
dead.
Yeah, I still live at home.
I
Yeah.
would like to ask a clarifying GM question.
Yes.
Even though I had the previous conversation about Castle Camelot, etc., with my mom, how much did I tell her about me and this?
Nothing about this. All of the information that you turned over to her was like surveillance video and things of that nature of them being forced into the positions that they were in, the Rangers fighting against them, breaking them free from whatever happened to them, and that they were taken by the Rangers to get whatever that like curse thing was off of them. And you're, as far as your mother is concerned, you got all that information from Barrett, because Barrett is in those videos and was like, take this to your mother. This will explain everything and she can take care of it.
If I summon
Is
the
there
Q-Rex,
a-
can I go back in time and stop any of this from happening?
No.
If I
Is
summon
there a
the
door
Q-Rex
on
from
Castle
later on,
Camelot?
Is there a what?
Is there a door in Castle Camelot that you? In fact, I'm gonna make a spellcasting roll to turn a random door in Castle Camelot to a teleporting door.
There is already one that exists.
oh dope.
Ah, okay, cool.
And Peter knows exactly which door it is. It's the one that used to lead into what you guys know as the Arcanium Plexus. That was
Oh, that makes sense.
Merlin's workshop, Merlin's study on Castle Camelot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can close the door between the Arcanium Plexus and the power chamber, open it again, and be on Camelot.
Yep. We can just get the Zords onto Camelot.
Through the door?
No,
Can I use that door to go anywhere else?
We can get onto
Currently
the
no.
castle and then summon the Zords into the castle and then go, is what he's saying. I'm pretty
Our,
sure.
our teleport
I
still
want to
works.
make a door that lead. I want to use spellcasting to make a door that leads to my mom's office.
That
How
leads to your mom's
fast is
office.
the castle?
Okay.
I mean, it's a
I
Zord.
don't know,
It's
man.
somewhat fast.
It's magic morphin
What's
engines.
my spellcasting
Oh, one-
again?
Magic
Oh,
morphin engines?
D6 specialized.
If you're gonna do the thing I think you're going to do, potential thought process on applying this, something similar to needing a specific ID card to get to and from said door. Because if, some rando opens said door and ends up on Castle in Cloud,
How would they get
That
in
would
here?
be
They need to
17
be
plus
here
6
to
on my
use
D6.
to get there.
So
Is
23
it a
altogether.
I don't think it's a
I-
door that opens both ways, does it?
No, 11 and 6, so 17.
11 and 6, but with a 6 on the D6.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to turn one of the like bookshelved areas within the Arcanium Plexus into a door that opens into your mother's office.
okay, if it is just the one way, then I never mind. But
What if I just summoned Pyramidas? That's like a big Zord. We could just drop
While
that
this
directly.
conversation
Would you
is
get
on-
off the
happening,
Power Ranger wiki
I
page?
run.
Absolutely not. You watch his like Schrodinger's absolutely like going through his notes.
While
I'm
this
just
conversation
saying.
is happening,
I
I run
mean, we
through
have
that
a
doorway,
castle.
close it immediately, and then just run towards my mother and give her a hug.
Okay. As you open the door leading into her office, you could see she has her like back to the door itself on the phone looking out one of the windows. In the office space suite that she has taken residency in here in Angel Grove since the poet coming to speak and requesting their security. As soon as you get over towards her, the last few words you hear her saying before you wrap your arms around her is, if anyone has any further questions, feel free to remind them exactly what I have done for all of their bosses. And my information is solid. Those people are not to be brought in, as you wrap your arms around your mother. And she like turns for a second, and you know that turn. There is definitely a weapon in some compartment that she was going to reach for, but realizes that it's you and doesn't. And she goes, that will be the end of this conversation as she like puts an arm over your shoulders, like holding you closer to her, and then hangs up the phone. Well, that's a very fast turnaround. And did you forget something?
Yeah.
What?
I don't say anything, I just squeeze tighter.
She holds you closer. Your friends will be okay. Now I'm gonna make sure that nobody does anything, says anything. Everything will be all right.
I know. It just. And I step back a little bit, and it is obvious at this point that I am kind of crying, like just beginning to cry. And I say, I didn't know being an adult was supposed to suck this bad. Knowing that you're supposed to be doing the right thing and knowing that it's very, very hard and very confusing and no one tells you what you're supposed to do, and then
She
you're just
immediately
supposed to
puts
do
a finger over your lips in the middle of your sentence. I'm proud of you. And you're doing a great job. And I know there's a lot that you want to tell me, and there's a lot that you can't tell me, and that's okay. But I trust you. And I'm proud of you.
I hug her again without saying anything.
She brings you in closer again. And nobody has to know about my little fairy queen at all.
I look up immediately in shock.
Nobody has to know.
Uh, uh, we,
Nobody has to know. And she just keeps like patting your shoulder as you, after like pulling away from it.
okay? Sometime next week we're gonna have dinner, okay?
Okay.
Until then, just know that I'm not doing anything to screw anything up.
I would never in my life bet on you ever doing that intentionally.
Okay? I feel better now. And then I give her another very quick hug. And then I run back to the door, hoping that it will take me back to the Arcadian plexus.
Yeah, you had set up the spell to where it was like there and back, but just you. Like no random person opening that door would end up in the Arcanian plexus or anywhere else.
Okay. And then I slam the door, and I immediately turn to Deer and go, okay, enough rambling. Can we just figure out what our next plan is now?
I have been trying
Is it not
to
going to the moon?
say we're loading the Zords onto the castle. Castle goes to the moon. We beat the bad guys.
Can we do that now?
I thought we were already doing it. I've just been kind of entertaining myself.
And
in
we
the
have been
meantime.
loading the Zords.
If you guys
I
have-
want to believe that Schrodinger has been arguing with you, but has actually just been loading all the shit onto the
Yeah,
sword.
we're just like slowly getting the swords on, bickering about the same thing.
I'm
I
telling you,
wa-
the Astro Mega ship is technically one Zord. As we're like fucking
walking in between the Zord bays, hitting the teleport with the coordinates of
Whoa.
Castle Camelot, just swoop, swoop.
And while they seem to have that, there's a thing I want to research and some questions I need to have answered.
We need
And what would
help.
that be?
Oh,
There's
this is
Q-Rex
fully
tech-
in character. Just figuring out when they were gonna tell me about, Dire. And also, taking a look at the blueprints of that. Seeing if I can find any other weaknesses.
You still have all of that stored.
Yep.
Too. Looking over the information of Dire, the schematics of everything, the blueprint of it did come from your parents, but the entire construction they had no involvement in. Like, this was set up. The schematics were made probably about 4 years ago. So it had already been some time with you as Dior, and they realized that there were some complications and things that maybe could have been worked around. There were other options or ways or theories that could have been tried. The entire construction was done through Krimsin Industries in an R&D department in his personal lab.
I am left with a couple more questions than answers looking at that. I have just my phone like out so that I'm essentially just talking to Chiron while this is happening.
And he's giving any trailed bits of information that might have been on there.
Any of these?
Huh?
I take it this is kind of personal, so I'm not gonna pry, but
No, you go ahead.
I immediately want to do. Can I do an insight check to see if any of this gives like any clarification as to why Dire was made?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
That's 14 with a 20d2.
Looking at all the information that is presented and in front of you through the hologram that essentially Dior has presented with the information. Dior's original body, the one that he is currently in, was originally created to bring Zordon back after he had sacrificed himself, like gathering what was left of his spirit, of his life, of his consciousness, and putting it within this body. It wasn't until the car accident that Lamont was in that it was then refitted. Like, parts were removed, things were reassessed and replaced in order to save Lamont in Designation 10 Rebirth. Dior. Dire seems to be a full one-to-one conduit to give Lamont his entire body back. No robotics, no anything, so that Dior, the construct of Dior, could be used for its original intended purposes.
And what's in Dire now?
Dark Spectre.
Dark Spectre.
Is there anything in these schematics that would give an idea of how to reboot Dire? How to clear any potential consciousness presently stored within it?
No, because the only consciousness that was ever supposed to go into it was Lamont's. So there isn't a fail safe because there was never an idea or thought that
That it would go wrong. Yeah.
that it could go wrong.
Hmm.
It's a lot of choices that got made with me being dead. And a lot more choices made with me being alive, not asking if it's what I wanted.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm more, I guess, concerned if there was anything in this before Dark Spectre grabbed it. I know it's just a shell. There shouldn't technically be any personality or consciousness, but like, half shrugs.
You run a grid tech roll to know if there was anything, like if a simulation was done, if a test run was done with Dyer prior to.
Absolutely can do that. Frickin' 22.
There was one test done approximately a year ago. And it seems like it was a very rushed test. Used the same like funnel of morphing grid energy that was set up for Zordon to be returned to designation 10R. The date coincides with Frankie's uncle passing.
I think I found where. That's unfortunate.
You think it was an attempt by a friend, but it wasn't successful.
No. I shouldn't feel like this is an attempt to get rid of the T800 version of what they were looking for their kid. But a little hard to not feel like I could have been replaced when, the newer model has all the upgraded features and doesn't have the see-through lens as I kind of like rotate my left hand.
Nikos comes over. It's like a homunculus.
Yeah, I really hate that that's the thought process I had with it too. Which, I don't know what that makes me.
But everything here says that it would age like normal human. Like, then it's just a question of your idea of life and existence. It's all morality at that point. The balance.
This is not made of technology. Well, this is designed to not be a cyborg body for the most part.
It's bioorganic in nature. Think more advanced levels of cloning tech.
I want to make another insight check.
Okay.
To see if there's anything in the schematics that is essentially an Easter egg. I want to see if there's anything that is not specifically data or operational instructions that seems like it was designed to be something that only Lamont would find, even if I can't make sense of what it is.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that roll.
I'm just rotating the blueprints.
Success.
Critical success?
Yes. Critical success 14.
The first words that would be spoken from this body once Lamont would be inside it is both form and function. But it's not spelled FORM. It's spelled PHORM. That those are like, those will be the first words that this says once Lamont is within, and Lamont knows what that means.
I turn to Dior. How do you feel about seeing all that? How did you feel?
Shitty.
I mean, yeah.
I'm looking at newer, better, upgraded me, designed to be the exact thing that I was supposed to be at the beginning, instead of retrofitted to be two things at once and not doing good at both.
Well,
but
then technically this was actually supposed to be you.
Yeah.
And
So-
somebody else was sacrificed for you to be
for me
saved.
to be saved. So, in all manner of things,
I've been like Snow Whited for my entire life, so I get it. But at least somebody was willing to give you another chance.
I'm not complaining about the second chance. I'm just
Then what? You can't be replaced. That thing can. And when he says you, he like actually like pokes at your chest.
it just feels weird to see another me, I guess. I guess they could have, Yeah.
Nikos
no.
is just like waving over his face, like
Yeah, no, I get it. It helps that we're in the same boat, I suppose.
I think it's grand that everyone else is having existential trauma, and I just know that that's not going to happen to me until the end of my timeline.
You have cursed yourself, my friend. You have something terrible is going to happen.
I put a hand on Dio's shoulder, and I'm like just wildly gesturing with the schematics in front of me, and I go, I think it's possible, theoretically, that that body is so made for you that you can get it if you want. It'll be hard. I'll need to figure out some more things, I think. But I think that it's obvious that everything that you think is dire doing you better is just dire being weird with a body that was built to fit you.
Well, right now, the body that was built to fit me is occupied by an unwanted tenant. So we deal with that eviction notice first, and then I'll deal with the consequences afterwards.
Which is why I want to ask.
Yeah.
Are you mad right now?
Extremely.
Mad enough to get it back, or mad enough to get rid of it?
I intend on crossing that bridge when I get to it.
Cool.
Right now, rage has been about the only thing that's been able to keep me focused on stuff. Which is weird
I
to
take
say.
it that's the case for about everyone else?
if that's not Ghost in the Shell like summarized, I don't know what is.
Yes. I'm really hoping we have a TV set up on here because if we're going to the moon, it's going to be a bit of a trip.
And I think I might have an idea. If you can think of a way to sabotage yourself and not Dyer.
I like ideas. I like it when other people. I don't actually like it when other people have ideas that are not mine.
You want me to fuck? You want me to fuck with my biomechanics? I'm more than happy to fuck with my biomechanics.
Well, I'm offering a philosopher's stone.
Wait, how did we? I feel like there are a lot of things I don't know or forgot. in the
I'm
last
the-
several hours.
I am the alchemist.
Right, yeah, but like, we've been through a lot. Okay, cool. We're gonna make up a plan, and the plan is gonna get whatever's necessary to make Dior happy.
Yeah. Take Dior out of his body, break Dior's body, put Dior in the Dyer body, take dude out of Dyer, put him in broken Dior body.
Yeah, all of this works. Does this mean that we still gotta beat him up afterward?
Yeah.
Cool,
Oh, yeah.
grand. Works for me.
I could
yeah.
spend some time down here working on that. And I could
Do
keep
you-
an eye on everything down here. If you guys are up
Nikos-
there for a few days, I can help.
Nikos, do you need anything?
I need a chance to prove myself. That's what
Well,
I
Oh,
you
need.
gotta
they can
get-
pick that up from Walmart.
Do you need anything physically? I have the means of door dashing you stuff.
Is there a kitchen on Castle
Your phones have
Camelot?
DoorDash?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
For all intents and purposes, their phones are still phones.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just our normal phones. It's just our familiar sit inside of them. That's all it is.
and if you can set up some place to pick up food, I'll send you food.
He pulls a piece of paper out of a book and like folds it over, and you see gold light coming out from underneath it, and then there's like an in and out double in his hand.
The fuck?
Or you could do that.
Okay,
Is that still food?
respectable.
Is that still food? Like, did
Technically, it
become-
was food before.
Matter cannot be created or destroyed. He's essentially just repurposing the matter.
right magic. I keep forgetting. So many things are happening. Okay, cool. If
I
you
don't think
need anything,
Schrodinger's
let
here
us
for
know.
this, but I feel a disturbance in the force when he eats a bit of paper and calls it food.
It's now a burger,
I don't know
but
that.
you know it was a paper beforehand.
You also know that Angel Grove is indeed in California because you chose an in and out.
Yep.
I will be coming back with my gun after that.
But with that, Peter, Schrodinger, Frankie, you guys have successfully moved all of the ArcaKnight Zords as well as the 3 brand new Allegory Zords into their
Damn, we have
containment
so many
space
Zords.
on Castle Camelot.
It's a good thing it's powered by magic, because that is a
Alright.
lot of heavy machinery.
All right, are we ready
Wait,
to?
live machinery?
Is everybody here?
Yeah.
We good
I
to
think
go to the moon.
I think Nikos and
Uh,
Gina are staying, but I think we're good to go up the 5 of us.
All right.
I'm going to
I'm
make a Philosopher's Stone and make sure that the ceasefire stays a ceasefire. Gina's going to keep trying to remove the curse on your guys' family.
You, you know, there's a show called. You know what? Never mind.
I feel
and
like we covered that is in fact a real thing in this universe.
As I peek out the side of the door, not only are we fully aware, but I completely sign off on this.
Yeah, before we get sidetracked,
Okay.
I just turn Peter around and just push him through the door
Push
and
me to
follow
the-
out
yeah,
the whole
yeah,
the castle.
I'm gonna summon my 2 swords and then put them into the Zord to start up the Castle Megazord. And like grew from what is that movie
The
called?
moon.
Despicable Me?
Despicable Me. God, I wanted to call it Minions, but I knew that wasn't right. To
I
the
know.
moon, and I'm just gonna begin to fly Castle Camelot with
I-
our arsenal of weapons of mass destruction to the moon.
I desperately hope that we don't die at some point during Here in the Moon, because the last thing I would have heard was Peter's Gru impression.
And that's where we're going to take our break.
All right.
We'll see you guys in about 10-15 minutes, and we'll get ready to close up this season finale, this mid-season finale.
I'm gonna die up there.
everyone, and welcome back to ArcaKnights, Power Rangers actual play series. Dior will be back with us shortly as he had to go take care of something, but we'll jump right back into our Rangers beginning their ascension into space on a giant floating castle filled with Zords.
Do we have a
Yeah.
license to fly a castle?
I don't know, man. I'm just it's in my brain and I'm telling it to go to the moon. So we're going to the moon.
As you are all in the lower level of Castle Camelot, where you can see all of the Zords have been positioned into like this bay-like area, and Peter has both Excalibur and Caliburn plunged into this setting stone in front of him with this like magical display ahead of him where it shows the castle just rising up into the sky.
I guess I'm just gonna focus on driving the castle full of weapons of mass destruction to the moon.
I'm gonna look out the window.
You go and look out the window. Clouds, clouds, clouds.
Waiting for space.
Just waiting for space.
Dior's just like sitting as far away from any of the windows, just honestly looking a lot more nervous than he normally does, just like staring straight forward. Just
Frankie's just like probably patrolling the Zord Bay, and then just kind of after he checks everything, just kind of sits on top of his Thunderbird sword and just chills there.
Okay. The Thunderbird Zord is strangely larger than Rowan was.
That's pretty big because Rowan was like Megazord size.
And so even with as you're sitting up there, give me a grid tech roll. What's everybody else doing?
I don't
Other than
have
Schrodinger
grid tech.
waiting for
What do I-
space.
I'm driving the
I'm waiting for
castle.
space, but I'm also gonna go through my phone because I have a very interesting question for God.
Frankie does have tech now. Do I roll tech with that?
Yeah, you roll
Okay.
tech.
Dior is fighting a panic attack.
Dior, I'm telling you, just look out the window. It's perfectly fine.
No,
15?
I'm good. I'm good, dog. It's
We're
the
like
ground
thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away from Earth.
No. That's
Is
good.
it
That's nice,
a
Schrodinger.
15?
Yeah, it was a 15.
Sitting on the head of the Thunderbird Zord, you can see where the metal plated like feathers are that are there. The way that the feathers are articulated, the spines of them coming out, you can see it looks like a stag's head, and the antlers are becoming the quills out from there, creating that visage along each one of the feathers.
Such a dick. Frankie notes that and just like, okay.
Marcia, what are you doing?
I think I'm in a spare room somewhere in Castle Camelot training.
Training on what?
I'm just practicing with my bow. Just
Okay.
to...
You're able to find one of the like archery bays that would have been set up as like a training area within the Castle Camelot, and as medieval as these things look, you can see them like raise different like humanoid shaped bundles up, and as you take shots they'll fall down, and then the arrows dissipate before they ready and then raise up again, and you start picking up the timing on the training machine as all of this is happening. Peter, give me a grid tech, morphing grid tech.
Please don't crash. us
And
into
what
the moon.
is that?
Technology.
Why do I need that? What am I rolling for?
You're
Just crashing
driving a
directly into
Zord
Serpentera?
into outer space.
How do we
Do you
land the
have
castle?
driving?
I don't think we do. I think we just get close enough to the moon and then we fly the Zords we know how to
that's
pilot.
that's a 14 on the D20, and I don't have any other dice in technology.
Okay, so
really
you
had
would have
him
rolled that
throw
at
us.
disadvantage. If
Okay,
you
so
have
I roll
nothing.
again. That was an 18, so I take the 14. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, thank
So-
God we lived.
With the 14, you can see that you guys are getting ready to break free of the atmosphere and are getting ready to enter into space.
Is there like a loudspeaker on the? On
I think we're all in the
Castle
same room, aren't we?
No,
You
I don't-
have-
I-
You have magic, and you all have.
I'm gonna be like,
Fire.
hey guys,
these
we're
things.
about to break through the atmosphere, so you might want to morph.
Did you hear that,
Everybody
Dior?
might
We're
wanna
gonna.
morph. And I'm gonna quick morph.
Okay.
Yep.
It's morphin time, I guess.
It's not die to the vacuum of space time.
That's
Morphin'
actually a
time.
really good call out. It's not dying in the vacuum of space time. Explosive decompression. Anyway,
Frankie shakes
yeah.
his head and Whitmore's not standing up from the sword.
What is your question for God,
um,
Schrodinger?
So recently, as this has developed, and I've been rooted in this timeline, this being my original timeline, but in an alternate sense, where I didn't become an orphan. Are my parents still alive?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look through my phone and see everything that I missed because I didn't grow up in this timeline and I want to catch myself up. I'm gonna scroll through my photos and stuff and see do I have friends here? Did I go to school instead of survive in an apocalypse?
You graduated high school less than a year ago. You graduated early, did the whole walk and everything. Your parents, your dad owns one of the biggest car dealerships in Angel Grove. Your mom is an insurance broker for house insurance and car insurance and things of that nature. You got accepted into Cal State University, Angel Grove. You started the year. You were at the same freshman orientation that all of these guys were at when they first met. When the first Draugr appeared, the first appearance of the original Blue Ranger in almost 30 years on Cal State Angel Grove's campus, out of nowhere, just before the new ArcaKnight Rangers had appeared. You have friends. One of them is in the tube in the power chamber. It was Damien, or Bone, Bulk and Skull's son.
I'm friends with Bone.
You guys kind of grew up together. Your family's been in Angel Grove, both the same age. And as funny as his nickname is from his older brother Spike, and all of the stories that a lot of the adults have of his parents growing up from high school, Damien's always been like a really good friend.
I feel bad about turning him into a monster that one time. I'm sure he'll get over it. I think.
But these aren't jettisoned memories. They aren't breakneck speed or forcing themselves into your mind. It's this recounting of these memories as if they were your own, actually trying to actively remember these things. It's coming much smoother and easier than it was before, calling back to the fractalized timeline and the changes and all of the jumps and everything. This is so smoothly remembered that it's not this heavy trauma.
I'm just gonna scroll through pictures of my family, of my friends, of my life. And I think as we're kind of like going up into space, I think my hand just kind of hovers over like my mom's phone number. Because I imagine that's probably in my phone.
Yep.
I'm not gonna call them, but I'm just gonna kind of sit with that. All the meanwhile tormenting Dior, just being like, "Hey, look, we're in space now. Ain't that crazy? There's like no
isn't that
clouds. Let's see
isn't that great?
what's
Oh
the
man.
horizon? Whoa, we're almost to the moon.
Oh, it's
Man, I hope we
so-
don't die in a fiery wreck."
Oh, it's so good to be in a place that makes no sense scientifically or mathematically. I love this. It's great.
Just don't demorph so you don't explode in the vacuum of space.
I don't think I can. I don't have internal organs to do that.
Yeah, I think.
Oh wait,
he's
so you're be fine.
he's
Hold on,
the only
demorph. I want to see
one.
what happens. Demorph. I want to see what happens. Come on.
As is a question for God, actually. Am I capable of existing in the vacuum without?
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna have morphed. I'm just gonna keep being me right now. Just
You know, if we get attacked by Serpentare, I don't think they're gonna wait for you to morph. I know that's usually Power
I mean, they
Ranger
usually
etiquette.
do, though, right?
Do they? I don't know. It depends.
so are you gonna end up pressing that button on the phone and finally giving that person a call, or are you just gonna keep making fun of me?
I think with that, like Schrodinger puts the phone away and
Mm.
is just like, you know, one call and I could have you recycled.
One call and you could have cookies and milk. You ever thought about that?
So,
Frankie walks away.
Peter,
I will take us both down. I swear to God.
looking through the display of the trajectory of the Citadel Zord moving through space towards
The
the
moon.
moon. You notice like a cloud of darkness breaking away from the side of the moon and moving over the light.
Guys, we got company. I think they've noticed our approach.
Yeah, that kind of
Prepare for
happens when
combat.
Oh, okay. Kind of happens when you fly a castle through space, but all right.
Did you have a better idea of getting the Zords to the moon? No,
I didn't
hear
say
any.
that it was a
We're
bad
here now.
idea. I'm just saying that that's what happens when you fly a castle through space.
Dior's
look at
gonna
that.
get up and just like pat Schrodinger's back like an older brother and just come on, that'll be the first bit of excitement we've actually had in a while.
I'm sure now you're gonna stand up. You don't need to vomit. Can you even vomit?
I don't know, I haven't tried.
Can I tell what that cloud of darkness is?
Give me an alertness roll.
Because the way you described the Zord is that like I'm using like it's almost like Jaeger tech where I'm kind of like seeing
Yep.
through its sensors. So should I use the Zord senses or my own?
You can use the Zord senses.
Okay.
You can use targeting from there.
Targeting? Okay.
Is this technically breaking our ceasefire?
Only if we hurt them. Actually, I don't know what the terms of our
a
ceasefire are.
17 total.
17 total. Looking over it, large portion of it looks to be similar to that, like that twisted and evil smoke mist that was on the castle
Spectre.
with Dyer. And you are able to make out the faintest bit of what looks like Dior
Well-
inside that mist moving across.
Dior, looks like your evil body double is on its way over in that same dark spectre mist.
All right.
So saddle up, friends. Time to go kick some Dior, but not Dior ass.
His name is Dyer. Morphin time.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So are you just going to engage the Castle Camelot Citadel Zord, or are you going to initiate the legendary anthology Megazord?
Y'all want to
Legendary
go?
what?
Y'all want to go big?
Yes, always.
All right. I don't know what the call out for this one is. But
Try don't die in the vacuum of space.
guys, I'm gonna try something. Hold on to your butts, and I'm gonna do whatever it is. And legendary anthology Megazord.
I really
Go!
hope those aren't the last words I hear.
As you call this out, each of you feel yourselves being shifted within the space of the castle. Everyone being reoriented to be standing next to each other, where Peter has both of the swords in the plinth in front of him. You can see the Thunderbird the Thunderbird sword being moved up and out of the center of the castle. You can see the dragon's head starting to shift and move up between one of the embattlements. You can see the Lady Queen Titania. You could see Chiron. You can see Saren. Each one of the ArcaKnight Zords moving into place and position. Schrodinger, what form is Chopin in?
I feel like I've just been going through all of them, but so the entire castle's just transformed. I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm gonna transform him into the Q-Rex because I think that's fun.
The Q-Rex?
Yep, the Q-Rex.
As you focus in on that, Chopin, now that there's enough room,
Okay,
and
all
we're
right.
doing like a whole combined thing, now it's okay. Now it makes a little bit more
Don't make me
sense.
turn you into the horse one from Mystic Force. All right.
Ooh, and as like the hands and everything, the twisted Cheshire face turns, and as it twists around, turns into the Q-Rex face and then begins growing. You can see the like missiled hands move through the embattlements out and then point, moving them over the shoulder into these large missile turrets over it. The Q-Rex mouth moving over the top of the headpiece of the legendary anthology Megazord, creating this like wicked T-Rex knight dragon helmet. But still this small creeping grin moves across the top of it before settling over as the legendary anthology Megazord with Q-Rex
Featuring Q-Rex.
has been brought together and is heading directly for the moon. Now, all five of you, Alec is obviously, or Peter is obviously controlling the main centrifuge of the Zord. Who wants which arm and who wants which leg?
I will take the right arm, the one with all the
My
missiles.
sword just like the wings, pretty much.
Yeah, but you will still make rolls depending on which part of the body that you are currently controlling as well.
Take one of the arms, I suppose. I'm used to
Yeah.
punching stuff, so I should
Can
probably
I
do
high
that.
five Frankie's other Frankie's
Yeah,
arm?
well, high five the arms.
Full Metal Alchemist.
I'll take the right leg.
And that gives
Me then.
Marcia the left leg.
I start rock, paper, scissors with Schrodinger.
As you guys land on the moon, you see now this large gathering of blackened mist and smoke is about half the size of the Titan form of the legendary anthology Megazord, with Dire like standing on the top of it as it's like reeling and moving across. And somehow, even in the vacuum of space, standing here on the moon, you can hear a twisted form of Dior's voice. Do you intend to stop me? And you think a broken, run-down castle with a few nuts and bolts can help?
I mean, we kicked your ass before.
You're the one standing on a cloud.
Yeah. We actually have this. And we all and also we all weren't there last time and we still beat you. So
Yeah, you suck.
fuck.
Fire!
Don't let him say anything. Shoot. As you finish your statement before yelling out fire, he says, "Well, then let's equal the playing field."
Beans.
Oh fuck.
I don't think we have to.
You watch as the blackened mist begins to form like a rudimentary skeleton before you see something that I believe only Peter has seen out of the whole group, which is the Chimera Megazord.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Damn, we really got a whole Full Metal Alchemist thing going today, don't we?
Yep.
Oh, fuck! It's so cool.
Equivalent.
How come we don't have one of
motherfuckers.
those?
Lion's body with the ram-like horns, the dragon-like mouth, the wings of an eagle, the tail of a serpent, all formed together before it starts to articulate, move, break away, and then become wrapped in this blackened mist and form as Dyer enters the center of it. And before you stands the homuncumera, a Titan-classed mech comprised of dark magic and Zord.
If we kick his ass, do we get to keep that?
Let's try. Fire!
Roll initiative, everybody.
Let's go.
For the free stuff!
Time to jack his Zord, Grand Theft Auto style. We
Steal
just
his
get out,
sword.
yank
Let's
him out,
steal his
punch him
sword.
on the ground, take his sword.
14.
You say that like I couldn't teleport in and try exactly that. 16.
Run and force phones.
I forgot to specify Will when I morphed, but I'm in my hyper mode form for my shift thing.
Wait, can I have just formed directly into my like legendary super duper cool form?
I mean, if you wanted to use it, it's not
Nope.
going to change anything in the battle, unfortunately.
Yeah, because right now we're using the Zords.
God damn it.
16 for my initiative.
Just in case I go teleporting into his fucking house or something.
Run and force phones.
Brandon, what did you get?
I got a 3.
This is gonna be the inverse of when the Green Ranger jumped in the Megazord. Schrodinger's just gonna get chucked back out.
You don't know that. I could try really hard.
Literally the essence of all evil.
What if I just get in there, teleport him out with me, and then like, what's he gonna
What
do?
if you teleport him into the sun?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm
That's
sure I'll
pretty
survive
far.
that. How far am I allowed to teleport? I've been doing this all over the city.
You've never been to the sun. You can't get to the sun.
I'm sure. What you said? Telling me in my multiversal travel, I haven't gone to the sun one time, not even for a meme.
Not even for a meme.
Wait, what if I just teleport him into the vacuum of space?
Not even in the.
Isn't he
He's
also a
walking around
robot?
on the moon.
He's
with
walking around
no
the moon,
issue.
floating
Yeah,
away
he's
from the moon.
also a robot.
What if I just send him out floating and then we take his Zord? How's he gonna get back?
I
the
would like the
order-
body.
Alec,
Make sacrifices,
Yes.
man.
Alec, Hama, Javante, Paige, Brandon. After each one of you, the homuncumera will move as well.
All right.
Do we have like shared stats for this sword? Because I don't
Oh,
I'm
have
yeah,
about to-
I have
Did
no
you
idea.
send
how
it?
this
I
Zord
I
works.
have the stats, but y'all don't.
I have the
Um,
stats for the allegory
Can we get
Zords,
them
but
in
not this one.
the Discord potentially?
I will throw them in the Discord right
Um,
now.
So all of our Zords combined into this one, or do we still have
Yeah.
the other ones too? 'Cause
All
what if we
of your
just run up-
Zords, all of your Zords, except for the 3 allegory Zords, combined into this one.
Wait, if I just run up on him with like 3 different like
In the Discord is the legendary anthology Megazord for
Um,
everybody.
oh shit.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna use Oh,
You
that's
are the
one
only
plus-
one who can use the Pridwin blade. Peter.
Got it. We're gonna save that. We're gonna save that. I'm gonna like aim the cannons.
Okay.
We have rocket
and-
launchers.
Yeah, we have, and I'm gonna use the Sundering Storm ability.
Alrighty.
I don't control the legs, so I'm not moving us closer. I'll just fire a big gun.
You could still. Each one of you can move and position the Zord, but
okay.
if anybody has to make specific rolls for an arm or the chest or something,
Mm.
that's why I
Yeah,
had you guys
oh,
divvy
God.
that up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move us. I'm gonna move us into striking range, so some of the other abilities become usable.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna fire a rocket launcher in his face.
Go for it. Give me
Sundering
the
Storm.
Sundering Storm targeting roll.
All right. So I need a D10. That is a 24 total.
Misses.
Wait, I add all the dice, right? Not the biggest one.
No, you had the D20 plus the biggest one.
Plus the biggest one? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still 24.
Yeah, misses.
Oh,
Aha!
beans.
With that, the homuncumera, you watch the twisted lion and dragon-like head open up, and this dark void in it starts to pull the anthology Zord towards it even
Oh,
closer.
This is gonna hurt.
This is a D10 skill as well.
What if they just didn't do that?
What if they just don't do that?
What if they just
That'd
give
be
up?
nice.
Yeah, you just go home. Like,
We're technically still under a ceasefire.
what if we
Not with
just go?
him.
Oh,
Not
wait,
with
not with
him.
him. He doesn't
No.
count.
We're on a ceasefire with the Dread Hollows.
With the Dread Hollows,
Oh.
not with Dire.
After we beat this guy, like, what are they gonna do? I feel like
We're-
they're gonna kind of like. They're
This
gonna
is
kind of
a
suck compared to this.
20 at toughness.
Our
Uh,
toughness is 26.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Alright. So it misses the inhale life
What?
ability that
That
it
sounds
has.
awesome.
Why don't we have one of those?
Well, we're gonna when we take it from him.
Yeah, we're gonna take
Up
his
next,
stuff.
Chris.
Oh, dope. Okay.
What are you doing, Schrodinger?
Oh Lord, what do I even know how to do? We tried the missiles, so I'm gonna. Can I ask the Zords something? Do the allegory Zords combine, or are they just like 3 separate Zords that like do nothing?
They're 3 separate Zords, but they
Damn
can
it.
form into weapons.
Oh,
So the Genbu allegory Zord can become a shield. The Gold Horse allegory Zord can become a spear. The Minotaur allegory Zord becomes like a meteor hammer.
We throw the turtle one at him. Is it like a blue shell in Mario? Does it just fuck him up really bad?
Well, yeah, this would be like equipping it to
equipping a shield. I feel like he's gonna hit us pretty hard. So can I use my turn to just be like, "Hey, turtle, get out of here!
Yeah.
We
You
need
use your turn
fucking
to-
Genbu allegory Zord power right now."
Gamera, come out.
Camera.
You equip the Genbu allegory Zord to Castle Camelot. With that,
With 3 more swords added up.
Blastoise, we
What if
choose
we
you.
just keep adding all of them?
with that, the toughness goes up.
Ooh, nice.
It goes up by 2 more points. So you're
28.
at 28 toughness right now.
28. Can't touch us.
And if a ranged attack hits, you can direct it back at who attacked you. And it uses the
Look at
same
me
attack
doing
roll.
things.
Mirror force, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also a thing from my other timeline.
At doing that,
That my whole turn, or can I do things?
that's your whole turn
All right,
commanding
dope,
that
nice.
sword to attach.
I'm gonna name him Jeffrey.
He is then the homuncumera is now going to reach back with the claws and take 2 swipes at the allegory megazord or at the anthology megazord.
Legendary anthology.
Legend, which means he's not allowed to hit us.
We're that cool.
Yeah, we're so cool. He just
With
goes
a
home.
29, he does hit.
What?
Oof.
Cool.
So
You
that
like
will
it.
deal 2 points of void damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, you're directing it at which part of us?
Yep. So the left arm,
Who's that?
I think that's Frankie.
that's Frankie.
Oh.
Left arm
So-
takes how much?
3 points of void damage. So the
Ooh,
first
out of your
7. Yep.
Oh.
Oh,
Ow.
Frankie, Frankie might die
Bye, Frankie. It was nice
again.
meeting you.
Nah, I won't die. I'll jump in my fucking
Just-
bird and split off the back. I know what you're talking
I'm
about.
leaving.
I'm the only,
I'm gonna.
I have the
steal
only
it.
sword that can fly away here,
Yep.
so
Mine
I
can.
can fly. I'm a caster.
I
And a
control-
dragon.
I control the
Marcia?
leg.
Kick him in the dick.
I'm not. If are we close enough to kick him in the dick?
You just
yeah,
came up
you're
and
definitely
slashed
close
us.
enough.
Yeah.
You can use any of the abilities that are on there except for the Pridwin Blade. The Pridwin Blade is Peter's specific move that he can use. He commands the Castle Camelot.
What's Call of Camelot?
I'm gonna use Battlement Strike.
Alrighty, give me that D10 attack roll.
1910. Yeah. Plus.
What?
So that's just a 10.
Dang.
Misses.
We gotta pick it up here, team.
I'm
Misses.
a little distracted.
we're gonna die. Probably
Just
me
kick your own
first.
ass, Dior. Come on.
Still, I'm looking at me. It's kind of uncanny. Wait, has he fixed his face?
Is he still Dark
Man.
Spectre-y?
You guys are currently looking at the homuncumera. You're not looking
dang
at
it.
Dire.
Okay.
He is going to then make another Void Claws strike. That is only a 17 though, so his
Ah.
strike back misses.
Bah. Fuck. Bob Weave. Bob Weave, team.
Up
Bob and Weave.
next,
This is
Frankie.
only like the second time we've done the Megazord.
Right, we're not hitting anything really so far. I'm gonna use this Camelot thing. What the hell it is?
You're gonna use the Call of
Yeah,
Camelot?
I'm gonna direct the wings up to fly us like above it, and then just unleash this attack.
Okay.
Have like a.
So this ignores 5 off of its toughness. So you need a 20 to hit it.
Okay. That is a 23.
Let's go.
Dealing 12 points of energy damage.
What is the Call of Camelot? What does this attack look like?
Activating the Call of Camelot using the Thunderbird ArcaKnight sword flying up into the air. You see the center chest of the anthology Megazord open up like almost like a cabinet or like a bookcase opens forward, and from the center you can see gathered like glowing energy of each one of the ArcaKnight Zord beast heads in the center of it, and each one pounces out of the chest, attacking, launching itself into the homuncumera, the dragon, the Thunderbird, the Fairy Queen, the Cerberus, the Q-Rex, all of them swinging and attacking out. And even for the swiftest of moments, you would swear that you saw Rowan mixed in with all of those attacks carrying through. Dealing 12 points of energy damage in one fell swoop.
Yeah. Take that.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
That is a lot of owie.
What if we just
Oh,
keep
good.
doing that?
That one's once
We
per
only get
scene.
1 per scene.
We only damn it!
I burned it because we've been missing everything else.
I summoned a shield. I don't know what y'all are doing.
I got a
Alright,
plan.
So now he is going for the breath of life.
Hey, that doesn't sound so bad.
His once per scene.
Is this a ranged attack?
Yes, and it ignores armor.
So does that
Oh.
ignore the turtle reflect?
Yes.
It's an
Dang
armor.
it. Wait, so ignores armor, so that drops us down to what?
That's a natural 20.
Doesn't
on the
matter.
dice
Oh, gang.
and a
Gang.
9 on the d12.
Gang.
Oh no!
Gang. Team. We might
What
die.
is this? What is this now?
Don't aim
called
at
the
the
breath
left
of life,
again. Leave me
so
alone.
Peter,
Yes.
10 points of damage from the center is
How much?
pulled. 10 points
Oof.
from the 22
That's nearly half my health.
is pulled and drained into the homuncumera.
Oh, he just healed himself. Oh, you little.
You use it once per scene. I'm going to use it once per scene. That heals him 10 points, so he's not as bad as he was.
Damn it.
Marcia,
Come on, Marcia.
Sundering Storm.
Sundering Storm. Go ahead.
Fire!
That's D10 targeting attack.
How do I add a D10 on the thing? You know what? I'm just gonna make this roll, and then I'm gonna roll a D10.
Yeah, so you just roll a d10 on the dice thing on the side.
So I got I got 17 without the D10, but a 2 on that D2.
So 19 altogether.
17 altogether.
17 altogether does not hit. So you set up the Sundering Storm again. More of these missiles are firing out from the Anthology Megazord, and they are not connecting. He is then going to attempt to inhale life.
Stop it.
You heard him. That's only a 5, so he does not hit by any means whatsoever on that one. We then move back to the top of initiative to Peter.
So after he healed himself, how does he look?
After the call of Camelot, he looked disastrous. Like that, he was almost down with that hit.
Excellent. I'm going to basically pull both the swords together to form the Pridwin blade. And basically from while we're flying in the sky, gonna come down and try to cut this.
Cut into him.
We can always fix it. We can fix it. I'm gonna cut it in half though.
I'll fix it later. It's fine.
We can fix it. We can fix it. We can fix it. All right. D10 skill.
That is an 18 on the die plus 7. Help.
Just hit 25.
That's 15 sharp damage.
Let's go. Did we kill him?
As you bring Excalibur and Caliburn together in front of you, you watch as the hands of the Anthology Megazord swing and close in front of it. Flying through the air, you can see bits of sunlight that are being pulled from the space around you, forming into this ethereal blade of light before swinging down the center of the homuncumera, bisecting.
Let's go.
Watches the pieces are just floating there.
Where is he?
Are you looking for him?
Are we still in initiative?
Technically.
Yeah, after I cut the homunculized Zord in 2, I'm gonna look for him.
All right. Give me an alertness roll.
Alertness. Okay. It's a 14.
14. With the pieces floating, you see running into a crater.
Stop on him!
Dire.
Get him!
Get his ass!
I'm just gonna begin to pursue this little running man on the move.
We could also fix your body, Dior. Don't worry about it.
As you begin pursuing it, you see a large looming shadow
Beans.
within that crater.
Beans.
Okay.
Serpentera, isn't he?
Oh no.
As a
No.
mouth moves up and out of it. This emerald green and silver mechanical dragon pulling, being raised and brought to life by this wicked mist and smoke. The eyes are starting to flicker back into the bright red. You can see the hands are starting to break away the gathered moon dust and rocks and start to actually claw and grab at the vacuumous space that you are in before it roars out as you are witnessing the awakening of Serpentera.
Fire! I mean, I took my turn, so I ran towards Serpentera.
Question.
And
Is Dyer still running on the ground, or is he entering into the Zord?
he ran into the crater. As you moved towards the crater, that's when the mouth came up out of it.
Oh, fuck.
Seems like a dumb idea, but could I possibly teleport onto Serpentera?
I want you to give me just a straight D20 roll.
A straight
If you
Flat
die.
D20. No. To see if Schrodinger ever actually went onto Serpentera. Because this is the boogeyman of Power Rangers and Zords.
I mean, there was that time that Cole Evans, like, drove his motorcycle through it, so I would assume I was around for that. That seems like something I would want to be there for.
That's a pull.
But witnessing and being within Serpentera are two very different things.
19?
19, you have been within Serpentera.
Yes!
What would you like to do?
I would like to teleport onto Serpentera. I'm just gonna give the people I now consider friends just like one very solitary look through the helmet. And I'm just gonna like... And he just vanishes in a puff of smoke that kind of coalesces into a very nice smile.
What?
And then you guys are gonna see me like in the fucking thing, just like...
They don't see you within it.
Oh, in that case, yeah, I'm just gone.
God damn it.
You guys can all ping that Schrodinger has appeared within Serpentera from your communicators.
Do you guys remember what we did the last time we were in a Megazord? Remember what we did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, relatively.
You remember, Randy Orton from
Yeah.
WWE?
Yeah, I do.
You think we could RKO this thing?
Maybe.
I mean,
I think I'll take a couple more.
Please not while I'm still in it.
You made your choice.
You destroyed the other Zord we were gonna take.
God.
Schrodinger. There is a brutalism to the metal plates that you are standing on. There is a darkness that you've been aware of, but have never felt physically. And your feet, even on these metal plates, almost seizes your spine. The creaking, the running of metal against itself. You can hear like random hydraulic hisses every once in a while. And just when you think you've got the timing of the movements and everything down, this shrieking call of death of darkness from the dragon Serpentera rings through its form. What is your evasion?
My evasion is 15.
15.
I also realized I just found where initiative is on my character sheet, just in time to die.
With a 21,
Oh, fuck.
you're not hurt. But you've never been snuck up on. She really thought you could help them stop me.
Did they attack me, or are they just speaking to me?
There's a hand on your shoulder. And this fear, this enveloping of darkness is holding you in this spot. Like I said, they aren't injuring you, but they have snuck up on you. And they're holding you, touching you in a space that reeks of malevolence, that reeks of evil, of death. How many others like you do you think she sent at me?
There aren't any others quite like me.
Because I made sure that they didn't exist anymore. She is my love. You are just a placeholder.
I would turn over to see who's talking. Is this Dark Spectre? Because there's some interesting canon that I'm learning today.
You see the broken visage of Dark Spectre through this Dior-like form. Puts the other hand on your other shoulder. You should probably go back to them before I erase you as well.
Do I see Serpentera's AA batteries?
No.
God
You
damn
are
it.
standing in some corridor
Oh my
within
god.
Serpentera.
Am I able to teleport?
You feel your teleportation being activated without your permission.
This is lame. I wanted to do things on this place. Come on, man.
You feel the dark side of the morphing grid forcing the light to do what it asks, as it sends you back. Fun thing about moving through space, everyone. I don't know if you're aware, but you are never in the same position ever again. By any means. Rotating, spinning, in orbit.
Shit.
Schrodinger, you find yourself floating 50, 70 feet away behind the allegory Megazord, the anthology Megazord.
Oh fuck.
Can we grab him? Yeah, we're gonna.
I think if I see them trying to move for me, because I feel like that's in the opposite direction of where Serpentera is.
Yeah, they'll have to turn around
I'm
to
just
head
gonna,
for you.
yeah, I'm just gonna yell at them to not. Just
Uh,
go after the giant evil, like, monster dragon thing. God
Frankie,
damn it. Do I not have a comm? Like,
Frankie, go get
Everything
Schrodinger.
has been overridden.
eject the Thunderbird. Go get Frankie, or go
fire
get
my gun at
Schrodinger.
them to try them to
Can
just
I
kill?
eject? Can I eject the Thunderbird and fly after him?
And then we'll turn and face.
Go! Oh, way!
Go get Schrodinger. We
Oh
need
my
a
god,
fin.
you guys suck. Let me die in space. Go after the dragon!
I like fall
am.
back into the Thunderbird
Frankie's
and
going.
fly off.
Frankie, you fall back into the Thunderbird Zord, detaching from the anthology Megazord, flying towards Schrodinger. The anthology Megazord still racing forward, but as Serpentera continues its gaining of power, breaks away from the planet, away from the moon.
We weren't able to get to it in time.
Not with the hesitation to break away to get Schrodinger.
How far is it? Like basically, like it's breaking away. Like so, it's like sailing away from us. Yes.
It broke and was gone. Like it engaged hyperdrive
So it's not
into
even-
the vastness of darkness
Yeah.
of space.
Where are you going?
Well, fuck.
It retreated, technically making us the winner, but what the hell? Where is it going?
Can we
Blow up
track it?
Alcatar.
I can try. It should be off the Morphing Grid stuff, so let me
Can I
see if I can
teleport
do
back
something.
onto it?
It's too far.
Ah, shit.
Let me see if I can do anything to try to trace a signature of it somewhere.
Give me a Morphing Grid tech roll. Frankie, you are able to get to Schrodinger, bring him on board to the Thunderbird Sword.
You good, dude?
22. Nothing. It's no signature. Nothing at all.
Well, can you connect to him?
That was something I did want to try.
We need to know where that is going and if it's coming back.
It's supposed to be for me, so maybe I can try.
It's dangerous, so be careful. Don't need you getting lost in there.
Gotcha. I'm gonna close my eyes and see if I could concentrate on the parts of our tech that are the same.
You close your eyes. Schrodinger, you are now on the Thunderbird Sword with Frankie. You start to feel your connection to the Morphing Grid start to be reinstated. Like that override is now gone.
Yeah, that guy's kind of scary.
You probably shouldn't have teleported in the serpent by yourself, buddy.
I had a plan. Unfortunately, there were a lot of hallways apparently in Serpentera.
Well, just grab a seat and let's regroup with the others, and I start flying us back towards the castle.
Yours, you close your eyes. Serpentera is moving through space. You are sitting in the commanding seat of the Zord.
Where are you going?
Why would I tell you?
Shouldn't brothers look out for each other?
You were a mistake.
And yet I'm the one that got all the love and attention.
You're damaged, broken, expendable.
I have friends, allies, family. You have a Zord.
You have weakness, and I have power. As you blink, you're back on the Anthology Zord.
Don't know where he's going. But he's going through space.
Can we contact Flamel?
Flamel,
Flamel? Did I get the name wrong again?
you still got 2
Nikos.
more days until he's put back together.
Okay, not Flamel.
Philo
Nikos,
or Nico, either one.
No, the owl.
Yeah, Philo.
Philo.
Philo, Flamel. Philo. Philo. Can you hear us?
yeah.
Is there anywhere in particular that Dark Spectre would want to take Serpentera?
No. Unless
why-
we need more research.
Then why would they run?
Get away.
No, that guy could have beat us. And he didn't.
I've learned that there are lots of perfectly advantageous reasons why someone runs from a fight.
Yeah.
Because their victory the other time would be much more secure than this one. Doesn't want to embarrass you. Doesn't want to claim territory.
All right. Well,
Can I determine which direction Serpentera is moving in and how quickly?
Towards Sol, towards the sun. And at a very fast speed.
the sun.
The sun.
That's not good, I imagine. Peter, can I ask you to do me a favor?
Absolutely.
Just record some video of Serpentera moving and give it to me when we get back home.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I guess job done, but it doesn't feel like it. I guess let's head home.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unless we want to chase. I don't think we have the speed to chase it to the sun.
I don't think we have hyperdrive.
I
Like
I
it did.
mean, my
try.
looking glass can teleport, I think, right?
The ship, yes. The Looking Glass ship, yes.
I hate to bring this to you, Schrodinger. Our environmental protections on pretty much everything that we have versus the full might of the sun, I don't think works that well.
Wait, is Serpentera inside the sun or just moving towards it?
It's heading towards the sun.
It's heading towards the. Can Serpentera survive the sun?
Probably. It is an evil fucking Zord.
Being evil doesn't mean that you have SPF 9 million.
I also am pretty sure that thing is upgraded to shit and back.
It's been on the moon for like 1,000 years.
It's designed
As-
to be the boogeyman of our Zords. It's the nightmare fuel.
As I describe this scene, feel free to Google what Dark Spectre looks like.
Oh yeah, he's
And that
like a-
might give you some
Yeah.
kind of idea
Hmm,
to
mhm.
why he's heading towards the sun.
Is he gonna eat the sun, guys? I like having the sun.
Looking over the area and everything that had occurred, Serpentera has been awoken. That in and of itself is already the worst thing possible. The homuncumera is not where you left it, cut in half.
Where is it?
Scanning, looking over the areas. It's not here.
Can we trace its energy source?
You could
we-
try to do
Because
that.
we just fought it.
You
And
could try.
Dior, do you mind?
I got you.
Get us a beat on that Chimera Zord.
19.
Nothing. You think whatever that dark mist is, that dark specter commands, is blocking out that connection. The one person who absolutely could, like, locate it is back in the Arcanium plexus, but they would need to be here.
Wait, it's based
Because-
on darkness, right?
Because the Chimera Zord is technically Nico's Zord as the
Right.
gold alchemist ArcaKnight.
Strange question.
Strange answer.
Ever since I gained control over both the Oathbreaker and the Paladin form,
Mm-hmm.
the Arthurian Paladin form, can I use the Oathbreaker powers to locate the Zord? Like using the dark side of the Morphing Grid. No, that's
From
okay.
what Dior has explained of it, like, Nikos would be the best bet in this situation, but he's back on Earth.
All right. Well, team, I guess we'll head home and get ready for 2 days from now.
And as the anthology Megazord heads back to Angel Grove, leaving the moon, the camera pulls away, showing Dyer looking at the sun from the mouth of Serpentera, and just takes one deep breath in as the lines between the broken black stone begin to glow a faint yellow.
Superman recharging in front of the sun.
And that is where our mid-season finale for ArcaKnights, a Power Rangers actual play series, will end. Thank you all so much for joining us. Before we go around to the cast and crew to let you know where you can find them on the internet, there is one thing that I do have to let everyone know.
Mhm.
The Initiative Order has been a wonderful home for me and many other TTRPG content creators, storytellers, game masters, grid masters, DMs, lore keepers, storytellers, and the like. ArcaKnights, after today, will be leaving the Initiative Order. It is with heavy hearts that we do so, but we wish nothing but the best for everyone here at the Initiative Order, as we know they wish nothing but the best for us. And to continue our growth and continue telling our stories, in January, ArcaKnights will pick up on the Arclight Court Twitch channel. 2 weeks prior to, we will be streaming all of the episodes of ArcaKnights from episode 1, even including the special one-on-one session that I had with Alec, to get everybody caught up before we pick back up with our whole crew. And one other small bit of unfortunate news, Crimson Galaxy, our yellow ArcaKnight Ranger, will not be joining us in the future. We have already developed a storyline to help bring the character to a full closure, and then we will discuss the forward movement from there. But we wish them nothing but success and blessings in everything that they go to do and wish to accomplish. But let's go around the group, have everybody tell you where you can find them on the internet, what they got coming out, and we'll close out for the night. And we will start with Brandon.
Oh, that's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Brandon O'Brien. I'm a poet, writer, and game designer from Trinidad and Tobago. You can find me almost everywhere on the internet at The Rising Tides. That's TITHES. The only things of note, because we're slowly, rapidly entering the holidays, and not a lot of things are happening for me for the holidays, but of mention is we have been held up by difficulties, but very, very soon we will still be launching the very first episode of Leverage Port of Spain over at Open Circuit Studios very, very soon. Look out for more information about that when that happens. But in a non-RPG part of my career, I would like to mention to any of you all who like writing, I'm the guest editor of the magazine Apparition Lit for their upcoming Blight issue. So starting November 15th, if you are a science fiction, fantasy, or horror writer and you have some things that will match the theme of Blight, definitely check out Apparition Lit. I would like to see what you have to share. But other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will be back very, very soon.
Yeah. Paige.
Everyone, I'm Paige. What's my spiel? It's been a while. Queer, non-binary, trans, game master, and streamer on a quest to run every game in the known universe. I am taking a break of my own for the rest of 2023, but I have a couple shows lined up for the new year, so keep eyes for that, as well as appearing on other channels as well. But in the meantime, you can find me at PatchU. I will be there for the weekend, so come say hi if you see me. And you can find me all over the internet at Pluto Cleric.
Hama.
Hello, I am Hamasamakun. I was Schrodinger today. Nearly died on a giant space robot, but you can find me at Hamasamakun on all social media platforms. That's HAMASAMAKUN on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Your mom's cell phone.
Your mom's cell phone. You can also find me at Hot Asian D&D because that's making its lovely, lovely return. We already have a few episodes filmed, and I gotta get to editing those, but those are pretty fun and cool. You could also find me at Tabletop Tempest, which is something a nice little project I founded with my dear friend Chris, D&D Imposter, and Latinos Against Spooky Shit, Jonathan. It is a really cool project. I'm too tired to remember the spiel for it, but I promise you there's one casting call already out and cast it, and then I'm going to be sending mine out soon. It's going to be a lot of fun. Love you.
Javante.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Javante, resident TTRPG goblin. Where you can find me is I am steadily rounding off the final episodes of our Inferno games here on Initiative Order on Wednesdays. Also, I will be taking part in a Sagas game where we go through the world of Hilda, where I play Eggsy, a possible troll. I am also in Lanat Eterna, so take a look at that when that stream comes out as well. The game that it let me play out my mom's D&D character, I'm finally getting to play myself in one. Also, I'm going to be running a game on Wanderer's Haven. We're playing All Flesh Must Be Eaten, Curse of the Magi, because I think mummies are cooler than zombies. Outside of that, there's a bunch of other things that I'm doing, including next year starting casting calls for stuff on my own streaming thing. So that's a thing that's happening at some point. Other than that, yeah, that's all I got.
Oh yeah. Alec.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alec the Bard. I'm not your real dad, and I have been Peter, your Red Ranger today. You can find upcoming projects that we're working on. Is we have a Kickstarter that has 8 days left. We have $2,800 left to go for our goal to start our Midwestern TTRPG studio, where we are going to record a studio quality season 2 of Heroes of Bastion. There's lots of fantastic rewards.
I'm on that.
Check it out. Hama's on that. You should check it out. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be fantastic. Also, Heroes of Bastion will be at PAX U performing in a live show.
I'm in that.
Heroes of Bastion field trip, where it's going to be a magic school bus type adventure where all these goofballs are going to go on.
I just want to be happy.
There'll be Social Dancing 101 for nerds taught by me at PAX U. Be there. And let's fix those 2 left feet. Mwah.
Hell yeah. And I have been your grid master, Arc, or Arclight Court. You can find me all over the internet at Arclight Court. I can't wait to continue this story with all of my wonderful Rangers when we come back in January. I have plenty of other projects coming forward in the future, working with all of these wonderful people on some other projects in the future as well. But I'm also a game designer, game creator, all by myself and nobody else. I have 2 brand new games that are going to be coming out here in the near future. One I've spoken about before, which is MVOM, Magi, Veil of Mana. And the next one following after that is Gear Chimera, the mech and pilot TTRPG. Super excited to talk about that. We'll have a bunch of streams talking about it here in the near future, but of course we have to close it for the night. Thank you all for joining us, and even though we won't be with you, remember that if it's Monday, it's morphin' time.
Morphin' time. Bye.
Trauma Rangers unite.